Hi, I'm Brendan Lanza, and I'm the principal of UCSI International School in Subang Jaya. I'm here to introduce to you our curriculum, a little bit about myself, our program, and our school, and why we're different. A little bit about me first. I'm an American, and I've traveled a lot. I grew up going into international schools, and I've lived in over 10 countries. And I speak several languages from my experiences, having visited many schools and many cultures. I wanted to bring that to the next generation of children. Being a father myself, giving my own daughter a chance to have an international experience, or my son, is a dream come true. And I'm sure you feel the same way. So basically, I've been in Malaysia now, and I've seen the environment here, and I have quite a lot of input about how international schools should be. And I do believe that in Malaysia, our school is what an international school should be. Let me tell you a little bit about UCSI first. UCSI is one of Malaysia's foremost education providers, with over 12,000 students from 40 different countries. And that's every year. UCSI stands for Unwavering Commitment to Serve Intentionally. And we're almost 30 years now into the business. We are a progressive education group that's been diversified into several areas. Most prominently, it's education. Now, in education, we have a lot of different subsidiaries. We can educate your child through our CDC in the preschool years, and go on through Cambridge or the IB, all the way up through A levels, and then take you through university all the way up to PhD. So pretty much from the cradle all the way up through your doctorate, UCSI can provide those education solutions for you. Our mission is to provide a challenging international education that will nurture students into becoming global citizens. Global citizenship, what does that mean? It means that you are aware of everything around the world, not only in your local location. You're able to converse with people around the world about international affairs, international business, science at all levels. Global citizenship means that you're aware of the world around you and you care. These kind of values, plus more, we try to instill in our students. Global citizenship is something you can't always get. And if you go to other international schools, you will see that they also make an attempt at the same thing. But really, where that attempt comes must be in the classroom. We always invite you to come to our classrooms and see the difference in the way that we teach and in the teachers we choose. At UCSI International School in Subang, we have teachers from all levels of education, from primary all the way through A levels. Now, at our campus, the vast majority of our teachers are actually expatriates. We've drawn from the professional talent of teachers from all over the world, and we brought them here to help educate your children. Individual integrity is another very important point. As you can take a look at our name, Unwavering Commitment to Serve Intentionally, that exemplifies our philosophy right there. Individual integrity and humbleness, and that dedication to go beyond your own self and to do something greater than what you had originally intended to do, and beyond you. That's another value we try to instill in our students, and we see them strive every day to achieve that goal. And they're always amazed when they do, and we're always so happy to see it. As an educator, there is no greater sense of fulfillment than to see my students achieve more than they ever dreamed. The world is getting smaller. So, as it is getting smaller, the need to know more and to be able to integrate internationally is so much more. This is why universities are really looking for international school students. The top universities in the world, the acceptance of international school students has soared. The demand for these students is there, and it's growing every day. I can say in the Kuala Lumpur area, we have around 20 international schools. They don't all have the same standard, but we have 20 international schools. That alone should tell you something. I remember back 5 years ago, we didn't have anywhere near that much. So, as a result, we always want to make sure that we set our own standard at UCSI and that we provide students with those opportunities to be able to go above and beyond. In Malaysia, of course, you have UCSI University, which is a standard of education. So if our students want to go there, they're already on the right track at our school. If they want to go abroad, with the university acceptance rates of international school students and the kind of programs that we offer here at UCSI International School in Subang, you can be sure that our students will be very competitive on the international market when they send in their applications for university. And that is something right there that has no price. What we do at UCSI International School in Subang is we always try to look for a holistic education. That means that the student is promoted to look deep within themselves, innovate, be creative in the classroom, in addition to having structure and syllabus. So it's not going to be one of those situations where the student is ignored, told to memorize, and then spit it out on the test. We want the students to understand why. We want the students to come out with the point of view that they can do more than just understand what's in the book. They can go out and explore and come up with their own ideas, their own perspectives. It's not always black and white. The world is often gray. And we have to nurture the student's ability to understand that and to be able to give it back. So when we take a look at our curriculum and the way we implement it, it's not just bogging down the students with tons of memory work, but actually meaningful work. So when the student goes home, it's not going to be a situation where you have tons of homework and your parents have to help you do it all because they weren't able to learn all of that in the classroom. And then afterwards, they're not able to get that feedback. No, we have a very different perspective. We give meaningful homework to help the students to understand. And the students hopefully will want to do their homework without any extra help. And we have trained professionals that are there to make sure that they have that help should they need it. So when you take a look at the other schools around, the local schools, they have a little bit of a less holistic approach in comparison to what I just explained. See, and in our perspective, we want the student to be able to come out and to say what they want to say and to ask that very special question, why? And that question's best friend, how? This is very important. Not all of the schools that are out there in the local market, so to speak, encourage the students to ask these questions. Quite often you'll find overcrowded rooms, teachers who don't want to answer questions in depth. They don't want you to ask those two questions, why and how. But if no one asked why and how, we would have never have gone to the moon, and we would have never progressed. In fact, when you take a look at the jobs now that are out there, engineering jobs, jobs with the internet, in my father's time, we didn't have access to those kinds of jobs. People didn't even fathom that those jobs would exist. When my father went to school, he wanted to study computers. His mother told him, why? That's just a big calculator. Why would you ever want to study computers? Get yourself into something solid, like steel. Boy, if you were to say that today, people would look at you and be like, excuse me? Because we use computers to do everything. But we didn't actually have the in-depth courses at that time. And today, I can say as well, we don't necessarily have all of the in-depth courses for what's going to be in the future in demand, all the jobs that are going to come out. So from this perspective, how do you prepare a student for what you don't know will happen? Well, I can tell you the answer right now. The best thing you can do is to make a student who can think out of the box. And that's what we try to do here at Subang Jaya, at UCSI International School. We want the students to think out of the box. That's our model. So when the student can think out of the box, they ask those questions, why and how. They're not bogged down with too many students in the classroom, and the teacher not wanting to answer their questions, or in some cases, in some schools, I've even seen students almost being punished for that sense of curiosity. We encourage and promote that, because that innovative spirit, that's going to take that student far. And we want that credit. We want the student to be able to go far, and then people will be able to say, that's a UCSI International School student. So UCSI International School in Subang is a place where aspiration and education can meet. We intend to instill that drive in our students, to make them go farther, to make them think out of the box. We have a number of interesting methods that we've innovated ourselves. At the same time, we have a number of interesting methods that we've improved on that were previously existing in international schools in Malaysia. The mentor system being one of them. We have what we call the PPP system. We plan, we practice, and we produce in the classroom. We definitely encourage you to ask about these and other innovations that we are currently undertaking and implementing successfully in our classrooms at any of our offices in Subang Jaya. They'll tell you all about them. Let me talk to you a little bit about the IPC, the International Primary Curriculum. The IPC is an amazing program. It's increasingly becoming in demand around the world. It's in over 1,500 schools in 85 countries, and it's a great program. And we do our best to implement this program with the utmost efficacy at the International School in Subang. We have put our own spin on a number of things, and we've been able to integrate it so that it is meshable with our Cambridge program when they go to secondary. So there's a clear arc of inspiration and creativity in their line of education, all the way from pre-K going to secondary. And when they get to secondary, they're given a little bit more to work with, but they already have that little something, so that when they're given that, they're able to use it in a very, very different way. We teach them in a different way. It's not just Cambridge. It's not just IPC. It's a very, very innovative approach. And we invite you to come and take a look in our classes, talk to our teachers. You'll see the difference. Now, the International General Certificate of Secondary Education is the IGCSE, which is Cambridge's flagship program in over 120 countries around the world. It's very recognized, just as the IPC is very recognized. The Cambridge program for IGCSE is becoming an international standard for universities. Now, when you go through it, you aim to go to those O levels first, and then you graduate and go on to A levels. We offer both at UCSI International School in Subang. You're able to start off in the IPC. It develops your creative awareness through assessments and a number of amazing activities where students can integrate and understand knowledge at all levels and produce something different with our own unique methodology. And when you get into the Cambridge program in secondary, there's no difference in terms of that uniqueness. We aim to make sure that there's consistency of quality, consistency of innovativeness, and consistency of excellence in all our students. So when they go through our program in the secondary and they go to take on those exams when Cambridge sends them over, those results, they will change your point of view on how Cambridge should be delivered. So what we have done is we've taken professionals from around the world, people who know Cambridge, people who have taught Cambridge, people who have been examined and certified under Cambridge. And we give them our own interesting statistics, our own interesting training program. And we help them to teach our students in a very, very particular fashion. And so far, the students love it. When you hear what they have to say at the end of the year on report card day, we have taken students who were not as good and made them great, taken great students and made them even better. We do the best that we can to make sure that no student is left behind. In the Cambridge program, we have a distinct set of tests and checkpoints. They're going to go through these from year 6 all the way through year 10 when they get ready to sit for their exams for the IGCSE. We are a licensed exam center at UCSI International School in Subang for Cambridge. So the students will take their exams. They'll be sent to Cambridge. They'll be marked in Cambridge. They'll be benchmarked against the other schools that did the same thing. And then they will send us the results back. And you can see why Cambridge is such a standard, because they will mark the papers themselves at home. That means that wherever you go to school, around the world, they will be marking your paper with the same standard. So we'll be able to know who is able to implement the curriculum, and in some cases even go beyond it when they sit for their tests and those results come in. So we have made sure that when we plan all of our years, all the way from the beginning, from the IPC, we know what kind of foundation we need to set in addition to giving them that holistic approach. And when they get to secondary, they're already ready. And they start going through those steps to be prepared to go above and beyond what the Cambridge curriculum has to offer. And of course, when it comes time to go to university, you'll be able to see the difference in the students, because when they walk into that classroom, they'll already be one step ahead. Our chairwoman, Datin Lily Ung, is very dedicated to what she does and her vision of our school and where it needs to go. She has said, and I'm quoting, "As both a school governor and a mother, I know firsthand that education is about more than just academics alone. The holistic development of a child's intellectual, creative, social, civic, and professional skills together is what truly makes a well-balanced, educated individual. For this reason, I am proud to serve as a chairperson of the Board of Governors for Malaysia's newest private school, UCSI International School." Okay, let's talk about the classroom itself. We have teachers, as I said, mainly expats. They come from all over. We have expats from the UK, from Canada, from US, South Africa. Okay, we have people from all over, even Bolivia. We have programs that are enriched with cultural diversity and international understanding. And those teachers, not only have they gone through our own program, but we consistently continue to train and observe our teachers. We will walk into those classrooms. We will be checking. And we know that when we do, we expect that same quality every time. Now, we have an EduSmart program as well, which is something that's, in my opinion, a new standard on its own in education in Malaysia. It's been developed in-house in UCSI University. It's top of the line in educational interface in Malaysia for sure. You use this program, you'll be able to monitor your students' work. Okay? You'll be able to monitor your bill payments. You'll be able to monitor the students' attendance. You'll be able to chat with moms. Okay? You'll be able to talk with teachers. Announcements. It's amazing what the EduSmart program can do. And in the classroom itself, the teachers will be ready and stand by to actually post that information as it comes, so parents can see it. We also have projectors in every room, which gives that extra progressive edge to all of our teachers. As it is that we are an international school with progressive standards, all students are expected to have a laptop at all times, because technology and education nowadays have to be intertwined. We also have a child mentoring system. You'll see variations of this in Malaysia, but we've taken it a little bit further. So not only are we integrating our technology with this, but essentially when your child comes into our school, they're given 2 teachers. One classroom teacher will be monitoring their behavior, their attendance, and general overall well-being while they're at school. And they'll have a mentor, and that mentor will be monitoring their academics, talking with their teachers, talking with their parents, helping them if they need extra help, and going that extra mile for them to make sure that they are on par with where they need to be in the program at that time during the year. So they have been given 2 shepherds to carry on the flock to where it needs to go. Each and every individual student will have the amount of attention that they need. And each and every parent should rest at ease knowing that we're giving that a little bit extra. Communicating with the parents is a regular part of what we do. Many schools don't allow that to happen. They don't want teachers to talk to parents. I wonder why. Not at our school. We are an open book, and we want to talk to you. We want you to be part of that communication. When you leave your kids at UCSI International School, you're leaving them with extended family. We are the parents when you're away, and we give them right back to you when you come and pick them up. While they're in our hands, we do the best that we can to make sure that we give them the right amount of nurturing and developmental care that they need to progress, and that we communicate with you because you are our partner in this endeavor. Lai Hun Yi from year 6 has given some feedback. He says, I think the teachers are great. They are very kind. They teach us in many ways, and they are very good too. Yeah, I do learn different. I learn many things. I have more knowledge, and I can think out of the box. So we have a whole array of activities that are there to nurture the body, the mind, and the soul. Okay? So for the mind, of course, we offer chess classes, we offer language classes, all kinds of a number of different classes to teach maturity and responsibility. For example, St. John's Ambulance and the Scouts. And for the body, we also have these coached activities that they do: football, futsal, table tennis, badminton, dance, soccer. For the soul, we have music classes, we have extra drama classes. We are opening up a number of other courses as well to let the students explore creativity after school. When it comes to self-defense, we also offer that, which is very important in today's increasingly concerning environment. So you can rest assured that if you want your child to have access to different kinds of martial arts, we will offer them at our school. We have karate, taekwondo, kung fu, and ninjutsu. All in all, we want your child to have access to as much as possible at their fingertips to develop in a very well-rounded way. The future is near. The future is now. Education changes every year. Anyone here who has been involved with the government's Ministry of Education will know that. But even if you're not, you know that. Technology changes. You get a phone, and then 3 months later, your phone is outdated. And nowadays, your office can be in your phone. You can get your internet and everything there. Why? Because development is all around us. We must be flexible, just as our education must be flexible. And that is what we aim to do, always, at the International School in Subang Jaya. There's an old Chinese saying, the branch of the tree that will not bend in the wind will break and fall to the ground. So, it is only the branch that is flexible in the wind that will be able to stay there. We will not be that weak branch, and nor will our students. We will teach them how to be adaptable, to be flexible. We will constantly be inserting new things into the curriculum, new methodologies that we're going to be developing, setting a new benchmark, because we want to be first market movers in this. We don't just look at what the other schools do. We do our own thing, because we teach different at UCSI International School in Subang. If you have any questions, please ask. Come to our office and see us. Come see me. Come see one of my representatives. Come see our teachers. Come see our students. We're waiting for you to join our UCSI International family.